Hello, welcome to Couples Karaoke with Liz. I'm your host, Elizabeth Mays. Today I have the harlot. Oh, God, pray for me today. I have William and Shannon, and today we're going to be talking about marriage. What it takes to stay in marriage, what it takes to be married, and what are the good, and I don't want to know all the bad, Will. So we're going to be talking today. So, hello, Shannon and William.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Thank you for having
Living
us.
the dream.
Thank you. How was your day?
Good.
Busy.
Okay, we're going to dive right into it. William and Shannon, tell me about your marriage. How did y'all meet?
Okay, so now this is funny because there's always two sides to every story, right?
Okay.
So
Let's hear your side.
Okay, so
And
real
then,
quick.
and then the right side.
Okay. Okay,
So-
then we're going to hear your side, Shannon.
The right
so,
side.
So what
Okay.
happened? A friend of mine, we were at Mile End Plaza movie theater, right?
Okay.
And we were out, just having a day out. Me and my friend of mine, and I saw Shannon. She was actually leaving the movie theater, and she was walking to her car.
Mm-hmm.
She had on a white blouse, shoulder showing.
Oh, you remember
She had
all
on
that?
some skirts, blue jeans. She had on some shoes with the thick, I don't know what they call those. It was the
platform.
The
The
platform.
platforms, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And looking like Tony Braxton. Oh. So when I saw it, I'm like, it took a while. I was intimidated. Beauty. I was intimidated. But what happened though was we talked just for a second, and she was so nice and so pleasant as she usually is.
Right.
And I got a chance to talk, and we exchanged numbers, and and then we talked, a couple of times after that, and then it was kind of went from there a little bit. But I'm leaving a little bit out because I want to hear her side too, because her side is different from mine.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
yeah, but it was real nice because when we got together, when I saw her that time, it was like you couldn't see anything else. You really couldn't see anything else. I mean,
just was so
I
mesmerized.
was mesmerized. I mean, short hair, she had the little thing on the neck too.
Oh, the choker.
Oh yeah. Oh man, just gorgeous.
Okay.
Oh, just gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shannon, now your version.
Okay, so let's hear the correct version. Okay.
Shannon, now your version.
We've had this debate for years
Yeah.
Okay.
about how we met. My version, which is
I
the
don't
correct
remember this.
version,
Okay.
because husbands seem to have that selective, amnesia.
Okay.
So we were actually a friend of mine, good friend of mine. We went to the mall, and we were visiting the mall, walking around the mall, just chilling. That's what we used to do back in the day. We used to
Right.
just go to the mall and hang out
Yes,
and
yes.
see who all was socializing up there. And he did spot me, and he did come up and introduce himself and ask for my number and all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, sure. So we had a little small talk, and then he went on his way. Okay. So we talked later. Talked on the phone a couple of times and agreed to go ahead and meet up. Long story short, when we do finally meet up, he opens the door and is like, wow. Why was he wow? Because he forgot what I looked like, because later we found out that him and his homeboys was having a competition to see who can get the most numbers at the mall.
See, I knew I was going to find out all the good stuff.
Exactly.
I don't remember that.
And
You don't remember that. Oh, but see, Shannon does.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Shannon not telling the truth.
I'm not saying she's not telling the truth.
But she just stretching the truth.
I just don't recall that.
Oh, I'm quite sure you don't. But it's okay, though.
That's why I'm looking a little side eye when he talking about how mesmerized. Cause how do you know? Do you sure it was me? Because you had so many numbers.
He was expecting somebody else, Shannon.
That's why he was so shocked when he opened the door. He was like, "Oh, you are beautiful." Now maybe at that time he was like, "Whoa, I'm mesmerized," but no.
Okay. Okay, so when is your wedding date?
So
It's not that we don't remember. It's
What is it
It's
then?
It's complicated because we have 2 days.
I don't know that it's complicated. It's just that we had one day for us,
Okay.
and then we had another day that we celebrated our union in front of all our friends and family.
October 29th, 28th was the first one, and then July 22nd was the second one. So you looking at me like I didn't remember that. See, I know
Yeah.
my dates. I know my dates.
Because we remained friends over the year. Because after we did meet, we, dated. But of course, the angel of a woman and, young lady that I was very innocent. I did everything just amazing. And he was like a little heathen. And, certain things that he was trying to pressure me to do. And, I was trying to be angelic and, a woman of God. And I just couldn't take the pressure. So because of my good girl demeanor, he decided he couldn't take it. He needed, someone who was going to be able to. Yeah, he needed that wild one that could join the heathenism.
So this is what we're doing this evening.
Yeah, he broke up with me and we stayed friends over the years.
Because y'all was friends for about how many years before y'all got married?
For 20, almost 21 years.
Yeah.
And
she knows all my
ex-wives.
That too, but like all my unsaved stuff, like the line part that Jesus be talking about.
And so you
he can't get away with much because I know I was schooled.
Yeah. So I don't even know why I'm asking this question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. But who's the funniest?
That's a debate. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I think we're equally as funny depending on who you're asking.
Like a Pinto and a Ferrari, no ma'am.
Oh.
You are not. I'm funnier. That was funny. What I just did.
So the Pinto and the Ferraris. Okay, so you must be the Ferrari.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. See.
I got this.
See, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
No.
So when you have a disagreement, and it's get to that point, what do y'all do? Do y'all go to bed mad, or y'all try to resolve it before you go to bed, or do y'all stay mad at each other for days at a time?
Actually, the thing about us is so funny. We're both Scorpios, and so we're you're right. So, but like we'll be.
My husband is a Scorpio.
But this thing though, it doesn't last long though. We'll get upset. We'll vent, and she'll speak her mind. I'll speak my mind, and then we'll resolve it to the point to where like, okay, so. We'll talk it out, but it doesn't last long. Like if we have an argument or I call them heated discussion. We have a heated discussion by 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30. We kind of all right, So
that's good.
Yeah, not going to bed mad, and now when we first got together, it took me a while to understand that she was like that because I'd be like, I get up and I'd be like, is she still mad? And she not.
No, Shannon, I can tell you that.
Shannon
don't stay mad at people.
No.
I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Because if you mad, if you can be mad at Shannon, Shannon ain't going to be mad at you.
No.
Because Shannon just going to come up, hey, Pooh.
Like,
yeah, that's Shannon.
Yeah, like that smell your food before you eat it, kind of like, is it? Okay. Shannon not going to. I know Shannon. Shannon, yeah, you can be mad at Shannon, but Shannon ain't gonna be mad at you. No, we don't be mad long. So going to bed, waking up in the next morning. I mean, it's not that we just like do away with it like it never happened. It's just, what's the point?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that just to add to what he said. Yes, we try to make sure that we communicate openly because I have learned over the years that holding stuff in it just it doesn't benefit anyone. You got to kind of get it out and share. And
it beats you up.
Yeah, and it helps that we've been friends for so long because we've talked about just about everything. So it's not anything I feel like I couldn't talk to him about or express how I feel. But I think because of that, we respect each other to a point where we can say how we feel. And even if it does the argument, I've gotten to the point now I kind of know those things that will bring on an argument. So I have come to the point, and he hates this, but I come to a point where I've learned that you feel a certain way about it, and I feel a certain way about it. And I'm okay if we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
He doesn't really care for that method, but my whole thing is once I've said what I said, we've talked about it, and I feel like you have in your heart what you're gonna believe, but let you have that, and I'm done. Like I'm like, oh, okay, Now that doesn't mean that even though we shut the argument down and you know we move on, I still feel a certain way, but I feel like I have to process it because whatever it is I'm feeling, that's on me.
Yeah.
And I can choose how I'm going to feel or how I'm gonna move forward. And my whole thing is, what's the point of being mad about it?
Can I add something right quick? Just quick.
Mm-hmm.
So with Shannon, there's 3 different parts to her. There's Shannon, there's Nicole, then there's Nick.
Who?
Shannon, Nicole, and Nick.
Who is Nick?
Nick.
Who is Nick?
That's a middle name.
Okay.
So depending on what the situation is, because we've been best friends so long, I'll say, "Can I talk to my friend Shannon?" and it's so crazy because it worked. We tried it, and we can actually have a good conversation.
So what is the other 2 like? Since she got the 3 people
3
going
people?
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got Shannon, Nicole, and Nick, right?
So what is Nicole like?
Nicole, Nicole is the good credit girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
that's
good
it.
credit
Yeah,
girl.
Good credit girl, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick,
Nick is not fun.
no, Nick is not fun.
Nick is the
She don't remember Nick sometimes.
so Shannon. I'm gonna try to take up for you on this one. But I want to know what is Nick like? Is Nick kind of crazy?
Nick, no, she's not. She's not mean to me. I stay away from Nick.
So Nick is the type that'll shut it all down.
Oh yeah, party's over.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Not my Shannon.
I think everyone, quote unquote, has a Nick in them, depending on.
No, I don't have a Nick.
With-
I have a
Well,
I have an itch.
I call her Shannon number 2.
Okay, yeah.
And Shannon number 2 has grown over the years. And it's because I have learned to speak up and express myself.
I'm scared.
But Shannon number 2, you know, if it's resurrected, that means that you've done a lot
Yeah.
to the point where Shannon number 2 needs to be resurrected.
I ain't never met, like, I have never dealt with it personally. I've just seen it done. And I was like,
Oh, you didn't see her shut it down.
yeah.
Oh, I ain't never seen her.
Yeah.
No, I seen Nicole, and I seen Nicole in rehearsal at church, because I didn't seen her. I didn't know my girl had that in her.
That was probably a little bit
But
of
she'd
me.
be okay. I'm like, oh, she too nice.
Yeah, it says Nicole. Yeah, Nicole right
she
there.
just too nice. And then until I see this other, when she get to that point of H-E-double high C. Now,
I sit down somewhere.
I never use that language in church.
no, I ain't saying you use it. I'm just
Okay.
saying you be like, oh, H-E-double. No, I am not finna fool with y'all today. And okay, shit, she do have that side. Okay, so if the marriage was to go in a point where it's y'all feeling like y'all drifting apart, are y'all opposed to going to marriage counseling?
Most definitely.
I'm not opposed to it at all. Actually, we've actually been to marriage counseling. We went to marriage counseling actually right before our wedding.
Oh, that's good.
Because the pastor that the officiant that married us, that was part of the requirement. So we did go to counseling then, and then about a year after we got married, we went into counseling again.
Okay.
And I feel like it was extremely beneficial because honestly, I went into the marriage with certain expectations about what marriage is going to be, what my husband's supposed to act like, and I didn't quite get those expectations. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but it really hit me hard that first year because I was like, what did I just do? Like, I know he's my best friend, but I want to strangle him every single day. So I had to process what that meant, and why it was so different, especially when you are coming from a 20+ year relationship.
Okay.
And now you have to switch modes because as a friend, I could come to him and say, you tripping with yourself. Like you need to sit down somewhere and stop.
Yeah.
But
when
as
it's
wife,
it's different. It's different.
oh, my feelings, what? Like, why did you don't talk so hostile to me? I'm like, I'm talking to you like I normally talk to you as a friend, but as a wife,
Yeah, we switch it. Okay. So,
Wow.
okay. What makes Will special?
think
I had to remember I was on camera right there.
I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like Will is special to me and for me because, one, he allows me to be all of Shannon. Like, he accepts me for my flaws. He accepts me for my being over analytical. He accepts me for my friendship. He expects my craziness. So I think the most special part of him is that he loves me genuinely just for me.
Okay. Will, what is special about Shannon?
Her credit. No, I'm joking. That was a joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay.
No. Shannon is, to be honest, I don't think we have enough time to talk about the amount of things that she has that makes her special, because it's like who she's genuinely given herself. She will give you everything before she gives herself something, which is a problem for me sometimes because she'll overgive, my opinion, to other people, but then she's struggling trying to figure out something to make some things work because she want to make sure everybody else is okay or everybody's fine. And so the love that she has for everybody else is just, you can't beat it. You know, she's truly an angel. And I'm not trying to get the brownie points if it worked. But anyway, so she truly gives everything. I mean, you can't, to be honest with you, I don't think you can outlove her.
Oh.
I don't think you can outlove her. And it's challenging for me because I'm a knucklehead and I be trying to outlove her, but she trumps me every, I can't.
You bought her a Mercedes.
I mean, I did, but
okay, then
but you know what?
Knuckleheads don't buy Mercedes. I'm just saying.
But you know, when we talk about material, which is fine, but it's like, honestly, when it comes to how she loves me and how she makes me feel, and it's so crazy because honestly, I just can't imagine another woman being able to deal with somebody like me, you know, and
it
because
does take somebody,
right?
special.
Because she loves me, and I don't question.
I'm not even mad with you.
Right, because I'm a handful. You know what I'm saying?
I be on Facebook like Shannon, and I'm like, can she hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Shannon, get up, Shannon.
and so, but I mean, I can't. It's just the genuine love. You know, like for example, to find somebody who, you know, who has something bad to say about it, is like, who's that? Who are you? You know,
right.
You know, when she's having her gatherings and her parties and all that, and the amount of support that she has for everybody. Like my family don't really like me as much as they like her. They actually like her more. And I try to explain to her, like when we do stuff and like we'll bring gifts and stuff, and I'll tell her, babe, they know you did this. I didn't do this.
Oh,
you know, because she's like, oh, we can't go empty-handed.
You would never do anything like that.
I wouldn't. I'm going empty-handed. Where's the food? She's going taking something. I'm like, what are we doing? Like people will come to me and say, oh, thank you for the gift. What did I buy? I don't know. She did it. I have no idea. And that's the thing. You cannot outlove this woman. You know, she's just gonna just give it, and I'm like I want to tell her to slow down, but I'm like, you know what? Never mind. Keep going. You know, but it's like she's just, you know, she's the best thing ever happened to me.
Okay. Well, how would you both describe your marriage?
Best friendish.
Oh, that's a good word.
You know,
best friendish.
Best friendish.
Okay.
You know,
that's a good word. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, it's probably not that. But now it's okay. So when we got married, there was some expectations that she had of me that I had to hurt her feelings a little bit, you know, because I'm kind of lazy when it comes out to cutting grass and washing cars and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna pay somebody to do that. And,
okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay.
So, but outside of that, when we get together, it works. It really works, you know. And like she said, I don't want her to change for me. I want her to be who she is. Yeah. So with everything that she has going, like, you know, she's a better bill payer than I am. I just give all my money. Just tell me what.
Yeah,
how much.
Yeah,
okay.
give her all her
I give. Yeah, I don't
believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to help.
I don't give her all of it, but I give her most of it.
Okay.
Like
you say 20 for yourself.
25, actually.
Okay.
She gets 75, but I mean it's good, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Okay.
but at the same time, it works like a working marriage because we always working. Every time you
Yeah.
look around, something's going on. She's scratching her head, I'm scratching mine, and I'm like, did we? Oh, you know what? Never mind. It's gonna work itself out.
Yeah.
So it just and I couldn't imagine myself being in the other place.
I would say it's actually two words that actually came to mind when you asked that question. I think the first one would be authentic. I feel like we're just both our authentic selves.
Yeah. You're not trying to be anything more than what you are. You're just being yourselves.
We're constantly trying to please each other, but it's still authentic in the way that it's being done.
Okay.
And then the next word that came to mind was destined. And the reason I say that is so funny because... Destined. And the reason I say that is because when we were dating back in high school, he actually proposed to me. I accepted.
So how many dates was it before he proposed in high school?
That was a good. I can't answer that question, but that's a good question.
I want to say it was like maybe because when he proposed, it was after we had gotten back together.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had broken up. We were friends for a little while because, like I
Okay.
said, he had to get his,
Yes.
his wild oats, out.
Okay.
And we got back together, and he proposed, and I was super excited and all ready, but he wasn't.
So let me explain that part. Just
I knew you was gonna come back with an answer.
So you came to our wedding, right?
Yes, I did.
That's what she gave me then. She gave me all what you experienced at our wedding, and I'm like 20. That's a lot. We had everything at our wedding except unicorns and doves. So
You know what?
we did.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That was
Right.
a lot.
You right, because
So
I was
we had
even
everything.
tired, and I was
Do
like,
you understand? It was some things at our wedding that we didn't do because it was that much stuff.
it was.
She gave me all that then. I'm like,
That is
Ooh.
not the truth. I didn't even know to give that then.
Okay, who calls you? Who texts your friends and say, Liz, can you get them dances together? Because I want to extend my love to Will.
Okay, so let's say this.
I'm listening.
And I think my ladies out here can really relate. When you're young and a family is something that you desire,
Right.
and you go your entire life
Without it.
wanting to be married,
Right.
you start having all these envisions of what your dress is gonna look like, and you're gonna have this at your wedding, and you're gonna have this person singing your favorite song. You already got your colors picked out, what your cake gonna look like. So I had already started thinking about that when I was proposed to, and 20 years later, I've had 20 years worth of thoughts about what
And
my dream
preparation.
wedding is going to be.
And everything.
So when it finally came to the day,
You just went all out.
I feel like I waited for 20 years.
You
I
know what?
deserve
Yeah.
every last piece of vision that I wanted for my wedding.
the only problem I have with what she's saying is that was exactly what she wanted then, and it scared me.
That's not true. And let me say this. When he proposed, I'm a planner at heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that girl that likes to do stuff last minute. I like to make sure everything organized and in place. So when he asked, I went into planner mode. I went into, okay, great, okay, let's go ahead and put a time frame on this. We're going to get married next year. So if we're going to get married next year, babe, what do you want to do? Like, how many people you want to invite? I was asking stuff like that.
Okay.
And he was like, dang, I just asked you to marry me a month ago. And I'm like, okay, so you asked me to marry you for a reason.
So I wasn't ready.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Let's say that.
I wasn't ready.
Just
Because she
just,
told
just say that because it'll cut out all the other stuff. Just say I
well,
wasn't
no,
ready.
it's not. She gonna still say that anyway. But no, when we got back together this last time, she told me this. She said, "When you propose to me, we're gonna get married the following week."
Okay.
I thought she was playing. No,
Really?
I proposed to her at her birthday party with her and Andrea at the birthday party. We shut the club down thanks to the DJ. And that was a Saturday. That was the week before
Okay.
her birthday.
Uh-huh.
That following week, that Friday we was in the courthouse getting married.
And that's
Wow.
that's why I said destined, because my whole thing is that God had already revealed to me that he was supposed to be my husband.
Really?
I mean, when we met, it was like, this is going to be your husband. So those 20 years that he married other people, I was, rather confused, because I was like, well, wait a minute now, God. I said, okay, well, maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. And actually, I was supposed to be his best woman in his last wedding.
Don't look like that. Don't. She was my best friend.
So instead of having a best man, a best woman.
But
So I was supposed to be.
Now, anybody that knows Shannon know that while we were friends, there was no hanky-panky. We were just friends.
I honor
I
marriage.
mean, I don't know
wanna-
what you're trying to
No,
convince.
no, no,
I'm just like,
no. What I'm saying is when people ask, when they have that question, can men
No.
and women be friends?
yeah, they can.
They can, and
They
we
can.
were that for so many years we
Yeah.
were together. You know how you had a friend, you're like, hey girl, he tripping, come drive the car while I throw the brick. Well, I drove the car, so she could throw the brick. I was that, okay, I edit that. But what I'm saying, we was that kind of friendship, right? And so what happened is that, because I had went through a couple of friends that kind of let me down, and to have the trust that she gave me, that's why we were so close. So when I got married that time, I asked could she be the best woman, which nobody had ever heard of that before. But
I ain't never heard of that.
yeah, but
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, the thing about it was that she was that kind of friend to me.
Okay.
But it didn't go that way.
But that's why I say destined, because I have been told, the Holy Spirit had revealed to me 20 years back that he was supposed to be my
That he's supposed to
husband.
be your husband.
So when he did propose, I was like, I already knew that you were supposed to be my husband, so why wait?
Okay. So, do you believe in, I know people be saying marriage is about 50-50, or do you believe that marriage is about 100 and 100? Because to me, why would you want 50? Why would you want anything less when both of you coming into the marriage 100%? So what is it? Is it 50-50 or 100 and 100?
I feel like it's 100, 100. And it's interesting because when you ask that question, I really thought about spiritually. And, I hear people say all the time that, you're the half that made me whole. And before I got married to him, God really had to do something in me.
Yeah.
Because I was half the woman that I needed to be to even be married. And I quickly understood that I needed to completely love me and be whole within me.
Yeah.
So that my whole self could be with his whole self. So I feel like it's 100 and 100 because you need to have your whole self to be with the person that you truly love.
That is so true.
Is
I
my opinion.
I agree because of course I've been in previous relationships to the point where I did give 50, 75, 20, whatever the case may be. It didn't work out. And then you have those regrets. So to go into a marriage only thinking you're going to give 50 and you're not giving everything you got, how do you know that marriage is really going to work? How do you know the relationship is really going to work?
That's true.
The question is that how would you feel if God only gave you 50%?
Wow.
So when it comes down to give, like for example, the Bible says a man is to treat his wife or love his wife like Christ loved the church. What a lot of men miss is this. There was a lot of tax collectors, there was a lot of homemongers, there was a lot of people unlike inside the church.
Yeah.
God still liked it. So it's not it's my duty by God to love this woman 100% regardless of whatever she gives me, because that's my job. God told me to love her. When I found it, I found a good thing.
It was 20 years later, but yeah.
So tell me, what is it that makes your marriage unique?
I would say, similar to earlier, just, I think we're just authentic and we can be with each other, and being authentic, we can love that whole person that the other person is. And honestly, it was hard for me at first because like I said, I had that expectation. So I was constantly feeling let down. And it was hard because I was just like, oh God, this marriage is not what I thought it was going to be. You see all these fairy tales and movies and you think what marriage is going to be. And it was stressful for me.
Okay.
But as soon as I finally just said, okay, my husband is showing me who he is. I can either accept it or not. Yeah. And once I just accepted him for who he was, regardless of things I didn't like or things that I did like, it just helped me to be able to fall more in love with him, because I wasn't constantly comparing him to what I thought a husband should be or what I thought marriage should be.
What the fairy tale out there.
What that fairy tale.
That marriage is like they riding on a white horse and in a
White
carriage.
picket
Yes, white
fences.
picket fences, and you just walking around in these pretty flowy dresses.
No,
That ain't true.
no horses, no.
I'm
fences.
telling you that now. That ain't true.
Exactly.
You dressed up every day in your nice whatever. That ain't true. No, I be walking around here with some sweatpants and hair looking. Okay, your turn, Will.
I would have to agree with her in a lot of different areas with that. What really makes our marriage special is when it goes to how we treat each other. That makes a big deal. And it's not that you have to go around and say I'm a good husband, I'm a good wife. When people when people see us, they see the greatness in her, the goodness in me, of course. But they see it, and so that's what, like when she says authentic, it makes it easy. She makes me easy.
Oh.
And like because I'm a knucklehead, but at the same time she can she allows me to be who I really am,
right.
and it allows me to love her even more, because that's not a fight that we have to fight. Like, okay, well, I got to be this way or be that way,
right.
So it makes it easy.
So do you think that by your marriage being authentic, that y'all able to complement one another, that you compliments her and she compliments you? And I don't mean like, oh, you look nice and all this. And what I mean is that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this is it.
Well, the thing about that is that I married up. She got the worst part of the deal. So I got the best end of the deal, right? So, but it's funny because again, it's when you're talking about compliment, like you don't really know people are watching, and people are. And then you hear those saying, and people like even my friends now, they'll go back and they'll tell me something like, man, you are really, really happy, and it's all because of her. I know she don't like me sometimes, but
that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, she makes it easy though.
So when you say she don't like you, what you been and done?
You got time?
No.
It's certain things. Like she said, when it came down to when we first got together, her expectation and what she thought the marriage was going to be, and of course I'm a Scorpio, so I'm stubborn. And there are some areas where we bump heads a little bit because of our views.
Yeah.
And I'm that person, like, why don't you understand what I'm saying to you? And she's like, baby, if you want me to do that, okay, I'm going to do it. But then I'm like, okay, but if you do that, you know why you're doing it? And she's like, well, I don't care why I'm doing it. You asked me to do it, so I'm going to do it. And that kind of drives me crazy. I don't know why. Because she's doing what I asked. She really is.
So, okay.
But it's like, I don't want her to understand.
I'm like, okay, you asked
why? Like,
why? I mean, but you asked her to do it, so why you gotta understand?
What?
So he wants me to not only do what he's requesting, but he wants me to know why I'm doing it, and not just why I'm doing it, because you told me why you want me to do it, but he wants me to agree with it and understand it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I don't agree. Just because I do it, I ask myself, do we want to make this a battle? This is not a fight. This don't have to be like, what you're asking me to do is not going to kill me.
Yeah.
So if there's something that you want and you requested me to do, let me just do it. I don't have to agree with you.
Yeah, but you asked me to do it. I'm just gonna do it.
I'm not used
And he
to
want
a
me to
woman
agree.
like Shannon. Let's just put that out there.
Well, we already know that.
I'm not, like
Yeah,
she's not giving it a whole bunch of resistance. She's like, okay, let's.
Because that's what you be wanting. You be
No,
wanting
actually,
her to resist.
Actually, I don't want the resistance. I'm just anticipating the resistance.
I know
You know,
you
like,
anticipating the resistance, but at the end of the day, Shannon's like,
there's no fight.
there's
Like,
no. It's not even worth.
So
the
this,
time.
we done with this argument? Like, what happened? Like, it's 2 minutes. We just been arguing for 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? I had a good 5-6 minutes prepared for this.
Okay.
It's interesting that he says that though, because I think that he brings that from past relationships.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really is very harmful to relationships and marriages, is because a lot of people are still dealing with issues, concerns, or things that they had to deal with in previous relationships. And he's even said that before, that when we got together, he was used to a certain way with arguments and grudges being held and not talking for 5 and 6 days. And I'm like, why? For what? Like, that's crazy to me.
So when you say he's bringing past relationship, how did y'all deal with he bringing in those past relationships?
Well,
I can tell it was not a good thing.
No, but it was something I had to get used to because, again, like I said, I was at ready fight mode. Like, wait, we're not done yet. I got some more things to say. And she like, yes, dear. What?
It's crazy because when you think about that question that you said, a lot of people think about, okay, those concerns that you had with past relationships. My biggest struggle was bringing in past things that I thought you're supposed to do as a wife.
Yeah.
So my whole single life, I'm trying to groom myself, and I'm listening to all these comedians say, man, when you come home, you don't want to hear all that. Just let the man just digress and leave him alone for a second. Don't nag him So I'm gathering all this. I'm like, let me notate that. Okay, because I'm gonna be a phenomenal wife.
Yeah.
Just for me to marry a husband that is completely opposite.
I want to talk.
He called me and be like, babe, what happened at work today? And then she said, what? And I'm like,
yeah, I want to know. What happened today? What happened?
Complete everything that I said don't do. Because I heard all of these things and men complain over the years about not to.
I want to talk and I want to couple.
He want to be romantic. He want to do all that. I'm like, it's just like, and I didn't have an expectation of that because over the years it was kind of like.
So, okay. That was interesting. But okay. He wants to cuddle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but it taught me to realize that.
And that's a good thing because you don't have many men who wants to do that.
Yeah.
The cuddle, they like cuddle. What we got to cuddle for?
Yeah.
I don't want to cuddle.
Okay. So when it's all said and done, what is the best date and what is the most relaxing time for the two of you?
I'm gonna say different only because of we're still working. Remember I said work about our relationship. We're still working on our likes and dislikes and what she values and what I value. So we're still trying to meet in the middle with that.
Okay.
So it's some stuff that she finds relaxing that get on my nerves. This stuff I find relaxing. They get on her. I like washing clothes, which is strange.
Do you?
Give me a pile of clothes.
Are y'all related?
Yeah, give me a pile of clothes in the football game. I love washing clothes.
I don't. I'd be like, okay, I need to wash some towels. Next thing I know, I'm like, them towels that went down. Did he put a load of towels in the wash machine?
I love when I get through my clothes, the smell of them, everything. Yeah, I'll go in. Now she can't stand. I use 5 different dry sheets in there.
More like 20.
It depends. I recycle dry sheets.
I thought a shirt. It was shirts I was pulling out, and it was dry sheets. I was like, this is I was like, this is too much. You don't use the whole box.
Well, see, because of my work and what I do, when I sweat, I like for my clothes to, give off, so I need to put all that in there. I got the beads in there, I got the Febreze tied, all that, right?
Okay, last question. Would you say that y'all marriage? Because when I asked Shannon, I said, describe 2 words that is make y'all an amazing couple. And Shannon said, freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see y'all in a different light.
Yeah. It's I consider that to be the perfect words because again, you again when you're walking down the street and your light is shining and you don't know you have a lit light, and people will tell you, hey man, your light is shining. You're like, oh man, thank you. So and it goes the same thing with our marriage. People will come to us and they'll tell us, like we have people that envy us, and I'm not trying to be the best husband in the world, but I'm trying to be the best husband in the world. The same way she's trying to be the best wife in the world, which is effortless for her, honestly. But and that's the thing is we're not trying to do all those things, and we're just making them work, and that's the reason why, like for example, I'm gonna be honest with you, when we got married. When we had the waiting for everybody else, I literally quit my other job.
Really?
Yeah, I quit that was a conversation that we had, and I went from going to a job, been there 17 years, everything was predictable as far as income was concerned, and to tell her, I said, babe, I want to do something different. And she said, okay.
As long as the money is consistent.
She didn't say that part. She's adding. Now she had that.
Let's not get it twisted.
She did. She's adding that right now. But she was completely on board because honestly, we didn't know what kind of money I was going to make.
Yeah.
Now I did when I jumped ship. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I jumped ship, we are making way more money than I ever could imagine.
Because you drive trucks.
Yeah, I drive trucks. I do taxes, and I'm an insurance agent.
It's a professional entrepreneur.
Yes. So, but it's so crazy because right now we have more money saved than we've ever had. We go more places than we've ever been.
Because y'all just went on a trip, right?
Well, I did.
He went on a guy's trip because, and I feel like that's important.
She made me do that.
Yeah, because I feel like when you work on you and you allow yourself, you choose to be happy, that allows your marriage to flourish because when you choose to be happy, you can open yourself to fully love the other person. Yeah. And that's, and I think that's the reason why we can communicate and I say freaking awesome is because I am not so stressed about, those little things that allows more time to be able to accept him and us as a couple.
Okay.
And, just build on that. Yeah. So I think that's what.
Would y'all say that y'all marriage is fire and desire?
I think to a certain.
You talking Rick James fire? I don't know. Rick James or something else. I don't know about the fire and desire thing. I don't know. God rest his soul. We good, but I don't know about the fire. Like fire. No.
I think that as you get older, and especially since we're so busy, and alluding to the question that you had earlier, is that time I enjoy is just time that we can have together. Yeah. That quality time. Like he mentioned earlier, I'm that family person. I like to be around the family. I like to enjoy that company, being around even not just my blood family, but my church family, my friends. And so long I was single, I was always there by myself. Yeah. Sometimes I felt like a third wheel. So now that I'm married, I want to bring him into that and, show him off and, just enjoy being out with my husband and sharing my husband with my friends. Yeah. He's the complete opposite. He like,
but no, wait a minute. Not so much as the opposite, but it's just because I know we're so busy. It's certain things that
he wanted just to be us sometimes.
Right. Yeah, because like sometimes we go on our family trips, and it's the family.
And it's not just you.
It's not just us. Okay. So now, I love my family. Right. My family got crazy people like everybody else's family. Crazy folks. But one of the things that my family's taught me is how to go out to go be by yourself sometimes. Just you and your mate. But she wants everybody all the time. you know, I'm like, you know, Granny can stay at home this trip.
Granny just said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this trip."
I'm just saying, Granny, just we'll talk about it later.
Clean that up,
Because they
clean
won't
it up.
hear this, but yeah, but I mean, and I don't see anything wrong with what she's desiring, but I want us sometimes, you know.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, well, next we're going to have William and Shannon doing karaoke. Thank you for joining in today on Couples Karaoke with Liz. I'm your hostess, Elizabeth Mays. Thank you to William and Shannon for joining me today to talk about marriage. Also, check out William's business. He sells insurance and he does taxes. Check out Shannon's business. She's the co-owner of Shantae Lejeune Event Planning. Check out her on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for a lovely day and thank you for tuning in. Again, marriage can be solid as a rock. Have a wonderful day and continue to pray for your husband, pray for your wife. Thank you and bye-bye.
Well, I've just been doing the same old thing.
That might be
Oh. New lady, and it's a little different than it was when I was with you. You know, I think of back to when we met, the way I used to be, and the cold way you used to act. But you're supposed to be saying that, I think.
Okay, well. That's what I used to do. Use and abuse them.
You're using these words right now, though.
Then I laid eyes on you and there was pain before measure. That was my claim to fame. With every measure, baby.
The place the two. That's me.
Oh, I think that was you. This is me? I thought that was you.
No, that's you.
That's still me? That's
Yes.
your name?
Yeah.
Long ago, baby. Okay. Okay, alright, I'm sorry.
It's the remix for real.
Oh, it was very nice, very, very nice. You know, sugar, sugar, sugar. Then the kiss in your lips and you turn on my fire, baby. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, and burn up me with your flames. Took me a little higher. Made me live again. You turned on my baby. Then you showered me with love and
Show.
So I told I was his next. Fire and desire, baby. So feel it coming through. And then you, baby.
Now you speak.
Oh, I speak. Okay, so now. Okay, oh now how? Okay, I'm lost. Okay,
You taught me so much, and you showed me so much love. And
okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't you ever feel that way before? Okay.
you know, it's funny how a man changed so quickly. That's you that says a man changed.
Okay, so remember how I used to do that. I must have been crazy then. Remember when you used to, how's your boy?
Them and leave them. That's what I used to do. And abuse them. Ooh. Then I laid eyes on you and it was pain before pleasure. That's what my claim to fame. With every measure, tasted your teardrop stain. Yeah, you were cold as ice. Oh, baby. I wasn't very nice, I know. Ooh, sugar. And I kissed your lips and you turned on my fire, baby. Ooh.
Then it was cold, fire and desire.
You
Fire.
Fire. I'm feeling good for you.
Turn my fire on.
Fire.
Baby. And you burn me up
within your flame. You burn. No, I don't want you to burn me though. That's not a good thing. Okay. Yeah, that's burn. Okay, fine.
Fire cannot
And we're
desire.
both to blame.
Both. I don't. Always we hot though.
Yeah, because you was stepping out if you was burning me. That's not a good thing.
We're not trying to get nobody's fire.
You know.
I guess I think we both said a little too
Yeah, a
much.
little too much
Right
today.
here, let's, yeah.
No.
After Tina.
After all, Tina, you're supposed to be talking to me
Okay, so-
or somebody.
So please don't. They're going fast.
Just put your arms around me and hold me
Okay.
like you used to do.
Okay, yes.
I'll hold you tight.
All right. Ooh.
Tamarind.
Everything going. Why is it going fast? Everything.
Everything's gonna be all right. Put your hands around me.
Yes.
Put your hands
Put your arms around. Baby. Oh, baby. Thank you very much.
Hallelujah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're not supposed to say hallelujah on the Rick James. I mean,
Yeah,
it's Shannon and William. You can't say the last word.
yes.
I can't drop the mic.
No, don't do that. We're gonna break something. You can't do that. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
I need a shower.
I want to, Lord,
Right there.
Lord, you awesome God. That's all I can say right now. But
It's a little
it's not
switch.
working.
Oh, it's not working.
Okay. I think we unplugged it and we did. I would like to say thank you to William and Shannon Harley. This has been interesting. Wow. I kept saying, what song can I pick for them that's going to make it interesting?
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Oh, wow. Okay. I will not listen to that song ever again the same. Because when I do, I'm going to think about you two.
Oh my
There it is. This song. There it is.
Yeah, that was okay. Praise the Lord, saints.
That was
Praise the Lord.
amazing.
But thank you so much.
Thank you for
It was
having us.
Interesting, and it was really fun.
But thank you for having us. Yeah, that.
Thank you for tuning in for Couples Karaoke with Liz. Good night.